Hello there, this is Phumlani M. Machozi. This is the Phumlani Machozi show, where we give you a Black conservative perspective on local and global socio-economic affairs. I'm here in Nairobi this week. Yes, where you see me sitting just right here, I am in Nairobi, Kenya. It's a very nice weather outside. It's a very nice evening. I came here to basically promote my book, Lessons from Past Heroes. I want to promote this book here in Nairobi, and of course, talk to old friends, buddies of mine. I love this country. Two issues have been on my mind as I'm here in Nairobi this week. Of course, big things are happening in Nairobi. One of the major stories, or the major story in Kenya right now, is the strike by medical doctors in the healthcare sector. So there's a strike of medical doctors. So hopefully the government and the medical doctors will soon find an agreement. The doctors are protesting for better working conditions. So hopefully the Kenyans can find, an agreement, work around that, so that then they can continue with their healthcare. Something I read on Bloomberg this week, which I found very fascinating. This was a report by Bloomberg. So it basically is around the president, William Ruto's plan. This is the president of Kenya. He basically has come up with a plan, a national plan to basically, improve the state of the economy. At least that is what he hopes to achieve. He calls this the bottom-up strategy, right? And by the way, the objective of the strategy, at least according to Ruto in his administration, they say that they want to target 7.2% GDP growth by 2027, right? This would be from 6.3% that is projected for this year. Think about that. They want to they are targeting 7.2% economic growth by 2027, right? With their, what they call the bottom-up strategy or plan. I mean, I was thinking as I read that when last did you hear the president of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa, our president, speaking about targeting economic growth? When did you last hear President Ramaphosa saying this year or next year we want to target 4% economic growth? That does not come out of Ramaphosa and his party and his government and his cabinet. They don't have those targets. They are not targeting economic growth, right? They are not saying that by X year we are going to achieve Y economic growth. They're not doing that. Why is that? Well, I was reminded as I was thinking about this of Moletsi Mbegi's comments. I'm a big fan of Moletsi Mbegi. He and I have participated in, I think it's at least 2 conferences, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is really a great man. Moletsi Mbegi once said, listen, the ANC doesn't talk about economic growth simply because it does not believe in economic growth. They believe in redistribution. That's what they know. What they know is to redistribute, how to create things, how to expand the cake of the economy, how to expand the economy. They have no idea how to do that. They just want to redistribution. That's all the ANC knows. They don't know how to grow the economy. They don't care about growing the economy. That is what Moletsi Mbegi said. I mean, which is just shocking, because as I have been preaching in my previous videos, we need stronger economic growth, above 4%, to try to address to start to effectively address our socioeconomic problems, including the highest unemployment rates in the world. So, I mean, it's a shocker that we have a president who does not really want to target economic growth. He and his party, they don't care about that. They don't even talk about it. Whereas it's disappointing, because to really fight the current economic challenges we face, we need stronger economic growth. So I wish Ramaphosa watches this video, and then he can bring change and think more about the importance of economic growth. And then the second issue I would like to touch on is around the water issues that we are facing. Johannesburg facing some serious water outages. In Durban, there were strikes just recently. People striking, um, protesting against the water outages, coming out to protest because they have been fed up, right, by water shortages that are being experienced in the country. Now, remember, now we're being told to cut down on water consumption. Because why? Because we've had failure of infrastructure, the water infrastructure collapsing, not being maintained, not being taken care of, um, corruption. These are all the effect. Those are all the things that impacted water supply. Look at where we are right now. And these water outages, they are coming 2 months before the election. Now, at least as a voter, that gives you an opportunity to see exactly as to who you should not vote for. With all these challenges of electricity supply, right? The challenges, the problems of water outages, the problems of crime, the problems of dismal economic growth, at least you as a voter, we are getting an idea now as to who you should not vote for. I hope this thing is helping you. It should help you at least. Yes, we are facing challenges, we are facing all these problems, but at least learn something from it and say, you know what, listen, I have been, not given what I deserve by the government that we voted for, and we must hold them to account. We can't keep on paying taxes, having very high tax rates, income tax rates, and all other forms of taxations or taxes that we have to pay to government. Yet the water infrastructure is broken, the electricity infrastructure not being maintained, corruption. We cannot live like that. We must hold these people to account. And another thing, and then the other thing we should think about is how do we create a water market where there are different suppliers, not just one supplier. It's time we think about that we can never live in an environment where there is one supplier of a service, especially if it's one supplier and that is government. We cannot live like that. In fact, even if it was a private sector, but if it's one company supplying it, that's a problem. How do we get competitive water supply? How do we create an environment of that kind? Now, it would be difficult to do that because there are many layers into it. There are many things that are needed. The water environment is different than the normal goods and services, other kinds of markets. But it's time to think out of the box now. How do we avoid having one supplier of goods or services? So those are the two things I wanted to touch on. I hope you are having a great week. I will be back soon in South Africa. Remember, I am on my website, phumlanimachos.com. On X, my X handle is at Phumlani M. Machozi. I'm also on LinkedIn, Phumlani M. Machozi. I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Phumlani M. Machozi there as well. I'm also on Instagram at Phumlani M. Machozi. Remember to get your book, a copy of my book for yourself at a bookstore near you. Lessons from Past Heroes. It's got all, and it's a very important book to read for the election, to understand what the issues are, where we should concentrate, and how we can bring change in our country. Get your copy. There are signed copies at exclusive books at Mall of Africa in Midrand. There are signed copies at exclusive books or Tambo International Airport. Please do that. And also signed copies at Books and Things at our Tambo International Airport as well. I signed a few copies in Waterfront in Cape Town, exclusive books. So please do get to this book and try to make sense of what you should think about before you get to vote in this year's election. You and I will talk soon.